Well, good evening. This is Gina Tudela. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located here in Poulsbo, Washington in the Northwest. And tonight I'm sharing with you this cute kit, Share a Smile kit. It's 8 different cards and a package to place the cards in. So this is going to be fun. So let's get started. It comes with everything in a kit, and this is from the Kits collection. This is one that you can get in the online store. It came out in the month of June. So I did one last week, and I'm doing the one this week. So it comes with tear tape and dimensionals. So it has everything that you need. They're mini dimensionals. So you don't have to have anything but maybe a bone folder and a pair of paper snips if you need to cut. Shouldn't have to. All these are pre-cut out. In other words, they're laser cut. So all you gotta do is pop them out. Just take your time as you do this. I just love how cheery and vibrant the colors are. Excuse me. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. The weather was nice. It wasn't too hot. It was comfortable. Let me get that bicycle out of the way. And these peaches. There's that one. Get that out of my way. Cacti. Sometimes it has little pieces in between, so make sure you get those popped out. There's that one. Of course, the sloth. You can fit it in between there. Okay. And of course, the sun. Plumera flowers. Beautiful. Hello, Linda. Yeah, scroll down here. Yes, I know. The weather was perfect, right? Okay, let me move that out of the way. These are laser cut. Leaves. And they're different sizes, so keep that in mind. 2 mediums and 2 large. Greenery. Trying to put everything to my right so I'm not having to look for it. When I put it to my left, I always seem to lose it. And these are little, like, notepad sheets. Aren't these cool? There's 4 of those. Just gotta be careful when you pop this part out. Okay. There's that one. One more here. And so there's not one card that's alike. So if you're wanting to make more than one set, you need to buy 2 kits. Okay. And these are punched out hearts, but I'm not going to punch those out. They're small. They'll get lost. So I'll just stand those up there. Fold this one. So yes, the cards, I think there's 2 of each style. Yes, there is. That's that one. And then the writing comes in 3 different languages. So let's see what we got to do here. This one says, hang in there. You matter. Have a great day. Just take your time when you pop these out, that's for sure. because this is thicker. And you make me smile. Okay. Was there 2 sets? Yes, there was 2 sets. Okay. So I didn't even notice that. That's why they were so thick. Okay, 2 of each. All right. Alrighty. Got those. And of course, this is that pretty Highland Heather light color, or we don't have pink pirouette, so it can't be that one. This is the foreign languages. Don't need those. And this is the box. So we're going to do this first. Sun rays. There's 2 of these. And they're all note card size. And I'll go back over those with the bone folder. And then here's the little envelopes. And they all have the sun ray. I love using the card kits because it's something different. I don't have to prep for, and then I can create with it and make quick cards when I need something handy or a gift to give to somebody. That's why I like the kits collection. And not only that, for someone who's just starting out in card making and crafting, this is wonderful for them because they don't have to have anything except the kit. That's why I like to focus on these at least once or twice a month, because I always have new stampers joining in. Okay, those are all done. And I'll put those to the side. Now I'm going to grab my bone folder. And like I said, you don't have to have one. If you don't have one, you can just use your hand. This just makes a nice permanent crease. But this is one of the tools that when somebody asks me, what do I need? The basics. And I usually say, this, paper snips, a paper trimmer, some adhesive. Usually I tell them to recommend the Tombow multi-purpose glue, and a package of dimensionals and tear tape, and then the Memento ink pad, just to start them off, and then a package of assorted cardstock and a package of white. So, anyways, on the package, it's very easy. It's not hard at all. So, all you're going to do, it's already got the tear tape on there. You just follow the folds. Each fold. And they're already pre-scored. So it really gives you an easy way of following through of what to do. And I go to the periodontist tomorrow to have my second side cleaning. This is the first time I've had to go. I went last Thursday for my right side, and tomorrow I should be doing my left side. So I wanted to give her a special gift, so I'm going to give her this. Okay. So, see where it has the tape? So the first thing you want to do, oops, I didn't do the scoring. Definitely want to do that. You can go ahead and peel this up and peel this one up. I don't think I'm all the way in the camera. You know, peel those up. And before you close it in, you want to peel these 2 sides off. Okay, so you want to bring this up. These 2 sides go first, and that side there And then you just bring this over. Bring this over. And then this is where the bone photo comes in handy. Because all you got to do is go in there and rub. Oops. Press too hard. And then you're going to rub on this side. And then you're going to hit this side here. Because if you don't, it will come apart. So you definitely want to rub it. So now it won't come undone. And it closes just like that. And it tucks in. See? And then you can wrap a bow around if you want to, but it's not necessary. But that's the box. And it all fits in there. So let's do the first card. The first card is with the cacti. So, according to this, it shows the little note card. And then I got to get them out. So I make sure I get them in order. I need these two first. Then the orange. And then this one. And then the arch. So I have them right. Okay, so we're going to do the first one. And it says hang in there. And we need one of these. And where is the cactus? There it is, the cacti. All right. So, first off, it shows it at an angle. So I kind of want it over here because I don't want to cover up all that sunburst. So you can bring it up like that and have it at an angle. So we're going to go ahead and use a little bit of our tear tape to find the end. And then there's dimensional that goes on the cacti. And we only need 2 pieces. And they don't need to be real big because it's not going to come apart. And you're going to rub that real good. And then peel that off. I cut my nails this weekend so they're not as long. Make sure I get it where I want it. There we go. And then just rub right where you have the tear tape. Now this one gets those cute little berries. One. I need a total of 3. There we go. And that's got many dimensionals. So you gotta put, I think I'm gonna put the blossom they show, and they've covered that one up. I don't want to do that. So I think I'm gonna wait. Let me put this on the cacti. Put some dimensionals on it. And then I think I'm going to use the glue on the flowers. Because I don't want double dimensionals because then that makes it double thick. And then it's not going to fit in the doggone little envelope. So I'll use my wet glue for that. I'm going to put a total of, there's 5. But since this is long, I'm going to put one down here. And these peel up real easy. Always touch and make sure, because last video I realized I didn't have one peeled off. Okay. And I'm just going to bring the cactus down a little bit. Like that. And I guess I should have put one right up underneath there. I'll go ahead and peel it off before I have to stick it up underneath. Didn't realize I didn't have one there. So then I'm going to take the combo glue And I'm just going to add a bloom here. I don't want to cover up the orange. And then I will put one here. They don't have to go the same direction. And then we'll put one right here. Ah, I can't get it picked up. Hold up. There we go. And this one says hang in there. So let me find it. Here it is. And they have it over here, but I think I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm just going to mount it flat there. Gotta find the end of the tape. And always remember to burnish your tear tape. And if you want to add some rhinestones to it, you can there too, but I'm not. So there is the first one. It goes with one of those cute little envelopes. See? That has coordinating. Yeah. I'll just slide that in there. Now, we're on to the second one. And this one's the bicycle. And it says, you make me smile. There it is. You make me smile. And it has the bigger hearts. One, two, three. So 2 large, 1 medium. And it doesn't have any greenery, but it has one of the little notes. So let's move that out of the way and put some tear tape on this one. Just about 1 inch will do. As I burnish that, then I can peel it. I'll let you peel that off. And this one, I'm just going to do it dead center, even on the top and the 2 sides. Here, here, and here. Then I'm going to mount some mini dimensionals on the back of the bicycle. And this one I'm going to do one on the seat, one on the handlebars, one down here, over here, right here where the pedal is, and one where the basket is. And peel these up. And I brought me some extra dimensionals just in case I run out. Okay, that is good. And that's a cute bicycle. Definitely is. And then you want to mount your saying first before you mount your hearts. So I'm going to put one here. Just make sure it's not hanging off the edge. That's important. Okay, so there you go. You go ahead and just peel off. I'm just going to put 4 on here. That's more than enough. Yep, got them all off. And I don't want the note part to show, so I'm going to bring this up here to the top, because then that leaves us room to put these little hearts on. And these are all going to get a mini dimensional. and just place it in the center of the hearts. Make sure it's not showing off the outside edge. Now we can peel those off. I'll put one up here, the smaller one. And they give you an example, but remember, you don't have to copy it to be exact. Okay? This is your card, and you create it however you choose. I think I'm going to put it right there. And there is that one. Isn't that cute? You make me smile. And I think I need to put dimensional in the spoke, but I think I need to put one right there because it's a little flimsy. Give it a little bit more support. There we go. And there. So I should have put two on the tires. There we go. And there is that one. Put an envelope with this one. Okay. Now the next one is with this beautiful hibiscus. And it's using a note card, and it's using the orange. And this one kind of goes like that. They did it a little the other way, but I'm going to just turn it more like that. So let's get some tear tape on the back of this and mount this, and then we can put dimensionals on our hibiscus flowers. There's that. And this one. Make sure I turn it. Yep, that's the way I want it. I try to have an even amount on either side here. And this one says, have a great day. So I want to mount this with a piece of tear tape first on the hibiscus so I know where to put the dimensionals. So I'm going to flip this over. Make sure you put this on right side up. I'm just going to go between the two flowers. Nope, I don't want to cover all that up. I think I'm going to go right below, above the bud and below the flower. There we go. Now I can put my mini dimensionals. And some of these I'm going to use the outside edge. So I'm going to get my paper snips. And cut some of these outside ones so I can use them for these bigger images. And I'm going to go ahead and cut all the way around because I know I'll need it. There we go. Got it. All right. I'm going to take these odd ones. Put that peak there. One there. And one there. And I'm going to put two in the center. 1, 2. Now I can peel these up. I realize I already peeled that one off. I think I need a mini one over here. There we go. We're going to pick that up. And I want to have this turned where the saying is right side up, straight across, but the flower is at an angle. And there's that one. And then this gets, what does it get? It gets 3 little hearts. So I'm going to get 1 little heart, and another little heart, and then 1 big heart. There we go. Okay. The big heart, I'm going to use a mini dimensional. I'm going to mount it right up there. Just like that. And I'm using some wet glue. Don't put too much because it doesn't take much. I'll put one down here. There we go. Well, that's great. I just dropped the lid to that. But I'll be all right. There we go. And just make sure that those are all set. And there is that one. Like I said, you could add some glitter if you wanted to, or some rhinestones. Just makes that perfect. Tear tape there. Tear tape there. And this is the sunshine, and I'm going to turn this one this way. And then this one says, have a great day too. But you know what? I think I'm going to put you matter on this one. I'm going to put a small piece of tear tape there. And mount it on the sun because I'm going to use dimensionals on the sun. And I'm just going to put it down here at the bottom. I'm going to flip this over and add a couple of those. The only downfall with white, you can't see where to put the dimensionals on because they kind of blend together. There you go. Now I'll put one more regular dimension there and then one in the center. There we go. And we peel these off. Got them all peeled off. Okay. Whoops. You're going to say, what did I do with the note card? Forgot I flipped the card over. I'm going to bring this down just a touch. But I want to make sure my saying is straight. And it's not hanging off the note card. And then this one gets 3 hearts. 2 large. Now you understand why I did not pop these out, because I would have them everywhere. Okay. Now we want to put, I'm going to put glue on the small one, but I'm going to use the mini dimensionals on the larger ones. I'm going to put one up here. That's a big one. I don't want that. Then we're going to put one Peel that off. I'm going to put one here. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue over here. I like to do the triangle effect because it kind of balances it out. And odd numbers does too, so. Make sure you press down because if you have any excess glue, you can pull that up. And there is that one. Isn't that cool? Okay, now we'll put the envelope for that one. And just think, we got 4 cards done, and it's only been 31 minutes. And I had to pop everything out. Now, we're going to go to these. Now, this one here, they have these look really... They show you how to put the leaves on. So we need a large and a small. What do I do with all the leaves? Oh, there they are. Okay, there's the large and there's the small. Make sure I pull those out and have them separate so I don't... Okay, so it shows you where to place these first before you bring in the sloth and before you bring in the sunflowers. So that's important because that way you know where to place them. So, and I'm just going to do the tear tape diagonally on there. And rub real good. And the smaller one faces the right hand corner. Peeling off the large one first. Now I'm going to do the small one. It goes up here to this corner. And then this one, it's kind of like connecting to it and coming off. So I'm going to do it just like that. So they're just intertwined. And then you have the sloth. And it says hang in there. So these are going to be up on dimensionals. So I'm going to flip these over and mount the dimensionals. And I still have some big ones. So I use one there and then small. This one, excuse me, I'll just do a triangle effect on the saying. And then one more there. Okay, so mount the saying first. So that way it gives you room to do your sloth. And it says hang in there. So I'm going to bring it down. And then peel these off. There we go. And then this one, don't want the leaves to be caught into the saying. That's the reason why I said you want to mount that saying first. That kind of gives you an idea because you can always lift that up. And there's that one. And then we're going to use a... They didn't use any of the flowers on this one. They used the heart. So we're going to use... They used 2 hearts, okay. So, okay, can't pick it up. There we go. Put one down there by him. And then I'm going to put one right here on the leaf. Just a small dot of glue. Because if you put too much, it seeps out. There's that one. Isn't that cute? So we'll add an envelope for that one. I'm definitely buying another one of these kits since I'm giving this one away. Okay, now the next one is using the greenery. This greenery. Now I want to make sure that they're all the same. They're not. They're two different styles. It's a good thing I checked. Okay, move that out of the way. We're going to add tear tape onto these. And we're going to put tear tape in 2 spots on each one. Since this is long and narrow. And you want to rub real good. And as I'm doing these, I'm also looking at the directions too. How they have it pictured so that way I'm not steering anybody wrong. But you can always change out how you want to flip it or center it. I just want to see which one. Okay, that's this one. So this one's coming down like this. I had a little bit of the tear tape hanging out on the edge, so I had to tuck that in there. And then this one is going up here to this corner. Just like that. Okay. And now we need the sunflower. And this one says you matter. So we're going to go ahead and put tear tape on just a small portion and mount it across the flower. Then we add the dimensionals. I'm always having to look for the edge. I don't want to cover up all the leaves, so I'm just going to put it closer to the stem down here at the bottom. Now, let's flip that over. Now we're going to, and I see that I didn't poke something out right there. Saw it when I flipped it over. Okay, so now we're going to mount some mini dimensionals. One, in this area there I got tear tape on. Mount one there, there, here. I'll take this big edge, and this one here too. And then I'll put 1 and 2. That's more than enough. Now I can peel these up. Okay, got them all peeled up. Put this back over. And this is going to go right like that. We'll cover up that one close to that other stem. Just don't have it hanging off the card. That's important. And then this has a heart. And they have 3. Okay. I think I'm going to do this. Peel it up and then bring the heart to it. I think it makes it easier. There we go. There's one. Put one right. No, I don't want to do that because it's too big. Makes it double depth. We don't want to do that. I'll use the glue on that one. And what you don't want is to see the dimensional. Okay, my wet glue. Put one here. There we go. There's that one. And there's that card. Awesome. Now, we are on number 7. This is the peach one. Wait a second. Oh, get ready to say. Have a great day and you make me smile. Yep. Okay. These are on the purple ones. Okay. So the first one has the greenery. The big leafy greenery. So we need some tear tape. What is going on? Oh, I peeled it too hard. I gotta be a little bit kinder there. I peeled up on the next layer. There's that one. And that one. Just gotta burnish it, and I see I have that hanging off, so I gotta make sure I push that back to the side, back side. Okay. There we go. You ain't got to worry about cutting it, just fold it back, because it's double-sided tape. There we go. And this goes like this. And then this one goes like this. I'll make sure I don't have it hanging off the edge. That's important, because you don't want it to get bent. And then this has the peach. And so we want to mount the saying on here, have a great day. So when we put in tear tape right here, and then we'll use dimensionals for the rest. So I'm going to go across the center of the 3 peaches. And I'm going to flip it over and add the dimensionals. It's a good thing you use the big ones, because I wouldn't have had enough. And I always use a little bit more. There's that. And we're going to peel these off. And then this shows it going right up there to the top without the leaf hanging off. But you want your saying straight, so just keep that in mind. And this one has the little blossoms. Remember these blossoms? So we want 3 of them. And we're going to use the wet glue. We'll put a set of blossoms there. Then I'm going to put some on the actual card. One set here. And then one set here. I think, do I have it? Nope, I do not. I need to put a dimensional there. Give it a little bit of stability there. Okay, and there is that one. And we'll add the envelope to this one. Now we're on the last one with the little toucan. It's got the big leaf and the small leaf, and they go like this and this. So we're going to go ahead and put tear tape on these two and get them mounted. I'm just doing it at a diagonal. And burnish that. Can't get this one up there. Nope. And if you can't get it on one side, just rub it again and peel it from the other side. Okay, so we're going to come in here to this corner and mount that one, and then turn this one and mount that one. And this one says, "You make me smile." Okay, so we're just going to put a piece of tear tape on the toucan there, right there, and mount the thing. And then we can add the dimensionals to the back side. Since we got plenty, don't be stingy. I got two at the same time. And they like to stick to your fingers, that's for sure. I can't see that white on white. And with this camera light, doesn't help either. That one. I think I got enough. Right there. And I still got a few left over. That's wonderful. But we do have to put some flour on, but I usually glue those on, so. Because they're too small for the mini dimensionals. The dimensionals are bigger than they are. There we go. I think I got them all. Let's touch. Nope, that one's still. Yeah, got them all. Okay. And you're just going to lay this in there between the two palms. Make sure you're writing straight and nothing hanging off the edge. And then we're going to put some flowers. And I'm going to put them 3. We got 3 sets. Ooh, that's too much glue. Okay, this is where I do the kissing technique. Probably take the corner of the paper and pull some of that off. That's way too much. So when you get too much glue, this is what you do. You take this, you pick it up, and you use it like a paintbrush. There's one. There's 2. Well, let me pick it up. There's 3. And we got 1 heart left. We're going to use it. Yes, indeedy. I'm going to turn it over so if I can fit this dimensional in there. No. I'll have to cut it. Because it's too big. There we go. Can get the paper off. There we go. And that's that. I'll find my lid after this. Okay. Get this all cleaned up. And there is that. Make sure those are all pressed down. And there is the toucan. So, Let's focus back. We did this one. There's the last one. There is the peaches. There is the sunflowers. There is the sloth. There is the sun. The hibiscus flowers, or the plumeras. The bicycle, and the cacti. Well, thank you for joining. I hope you've enjoyed this and see how easy it is to create handmade cards with a kit from the Kits collection. And this one's called Share a Smile Kit, which comes with the box to place all these cards in. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. I'll be back here next Monday demonstrating some handmade card ideas. Thanks for joining in. Take care.